duck walks into a tavern and orders a beer. I was waiting for a put it on my bill type of done. I've always known this as a joke about a dog. He works in roofing. A grasshopper walks into a bar. The bartender laughs and says, "Hey, we have a drink named after you." The grasshopper looks at the bartender with a look of extreme confusion on his face and says, "You have a drink called Steve." That's actually pretty funny, kind of a norm joke. Gave 0 ducks. I chuckled, and one I haven't seen before. Too very nice. This joke is so old. The duck used to be a plasterer. When the bartender wanted him to pay the tab, the duck said, "Just put it on my bill." America is having a house party. What does your state bring and do? No real surprises, be bringing the usual. Methamphetamines, 2 dozen low-tier strippers, a 16-foot yellow python named Castro, and 1 domesticated bath salt zombie man on a gaudy 10-karat gold leash. We'll be making headlines like we know it's true. We bring gumbo and have a second line. Crab cakes and a 30 rack of natty to acknowledge everyone who's brought up Old Bay seasoning. I see you. It's acceptable. But please understand J.O. no. 2 is what we're rolling with. Florida brings oranges, pet gator, and whatever drugs. Florida man will have done something ridiculous with said gator, a banana, and a stolen tractor. Dropping an ice cream cone as an adult is 10x sadder than as a kid, because you personally paid for it. Dropping an ice cream cone as an adult is 10x sadder than as a kid because you personally paid for. You know you can pay for another one if you want. You can't as a kid. I think it's still more traumatic for a kid. For an adult, it's mostly only money. But for that kid, it was their ice cream. But as a kid, your concept of time isn't fully formed. So you can't imagine when you'll get another ice cream cone. It is entirely possible that somewhere, maybe in London, a direct descendant of Jack the Ripper is living unaware of their infamous ancestor. I bet my great-great-granddad was a good dude John Ripper. Yes, it's entirely possible, just as it's entirely possible he never married or had kids. Somewhere in London, right now, Carl the Ripper is wrapping up his day in his accounting office completely unaware of his family's haunted past. Were you also just watching that program on BBC to half an hour ago? Haha. There's a line in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy about a direct descendant of Genghis Khan, who was unaware of it. My friend was mad at me because I didn't want to join him at the nude beach. He just wanted to hang out. The first time is the hardest. How do you find a blind guy at a nude? Not hard. Did you see the out of business sign at the strip said "Beat it, we're clothed"? Yeah, got a smile out of me. You could have brought your pop-up. I'll keep an eye out for ya if you change up your mind. He was mad, but he turned the other cheek. Come out of the closet and go to the beach. I thought it might be difficult to spot a blind guy at the nude beach, but it wasn't hard. Didn't want to reveal your shortcomings. I once had a job on a nude beach. The first couple of days were the hardest. Didn't you want to hang out with him? Like it or not, he was telling you the naked truth. People with addictive tendencies. What do you avoid because you suspect it would destroy your life? Gambling. It's not a fun answer, but it's a real one. It would fucking own me. I'll never try drugs harder than pot and alcohol. I know I'll like them, and like them too much, and then have to struggle with using or not using every day. I do this already with nicotine, and at least that's legal. As someone who did a lot of coke in college, The Sims. That game is the worst addiction I've ever had. I can't even start playing it. Redditors who have dated celebrities. How'd it go? I sat next to Natalie Portman on a plane once. We talked all about designer handbags. and then were there for each other through some bad turbulence. She was already taken, and I'm gay, but it was still a relationship I'll never forget. The lister and most insecure and narcissistic person I know. I really did care about him, but I couldn't handle the lack of accountability and them always having to be right or the center of attention. Too much. I will stick to my non-celebs. Till bin Laden wrote his last and final will shortly after 9/11, and in it he urged his children to not join Al-Qaeda and to not continue jihad. I was hoping there was more context, but the whole section is the headline. Possibly, going back to the source for this claim, the Kuwaiti paper that published the will, Al-Anba, did not reveal how or when it obtained the will or whether it was able to authenticate it. Powerful people rarely think war and death is meant for their own children. He also had his AK-47 put away in the corner and did not even try to defend himself in his last moments. If true, I would call this too little, too late. Till a San Jose couple won in an auction a parcel of land in the most expensive part of San Francisco for $90,000. They discovered the parcel was a private road and sidewalk to the homes of San Francisco. As elite, and it was up for auction because the neighborhood's HOA didn't pay taxes on it for 17 years. That land would already be established right of way even if you owned it, right? Not like you could charge a toll, or could you? Strange because HOA common areas aren't subject to property tax in CA. This is interesting. I wonder what they could do with the parcel. But I'm assuming the people in those homes have deep pockets and will fight anything tooth and nail. Dianne Feinstein is one of the homeowners. Till a Californian lady called Denise Rossi won $1.3 million in lottery. Divorced her husband of 25 years without telling him about her win. He later found out and sued her for not disclosing her assets. The judge awarded him every cent of her prize. Reminds me of a case where a guy who won the lotto lost the winning ticket, divorced his wife, then found the ticket. That's why I plan to win the lottery first, then get married. Mostly because the odds are likely better for the lottery. Haha. Lesson learned, never get married. What is the point of getting married if you're going to do this? I can understand half, but because the judge got mad the husband got all of it. Doesn't that seem a little unfair? Murked. What's a dead giveaway that someone has low intelligence? They tell you about the time they scored 450 in an online IQ test. They think they're always right, not curious, open to learning. They don't just not take the time to listen to other opinions, they actively shoot them down. Instead of having a good point in an argument, they call you names and insult you. A lot of comments here describing mean, rude, asshole, low IQ PPL. Some low IQ PPL are extremely kind and have a tough time in society because they get used, telling you how smart they are. No critical thought. I knew a lady who got suspicious of the donkey charity adverts on TV because if they're helping new donkeys, why are they still showing the old ones? Who is the most disgusting person in the world right now? Probably someone running a family-based YouTube channel. David Miscavige. Peter. Yes, you. Don't think I mean a different one. I'm talking to you, and you know it. Jim Bob Duggar. CEO of Nestle. My neighbor, Kyle, trust me. I just took down an entire Domino's pizza, half a cheesy bread, and about a liter of Coke by myself. Ruby Frank and that degenerate therapist he started working with resulting in 6 counts of felony child abuse.